Hey, I didn't see you there. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Hey, stick around because in this video, we're going to talk about everything that you need to know about the difference between Reno and Carson City, what the heck is going on in Carson, and why it may be a great place for you to consider actually moving. Stick around. Hey, Logan Williamson here, representing Williamson Professional Real Estate Sales. Thanks for stopping by for another video. Hey, if you're considering relocating up to Reno, or if you're relocating inside of the Reno area, if you're looking for information on everything about living up in Reno, eating, sleeping, playing, having a good time, and just living your life up in Reno, Nevada, this is the channel for you. Weekly, I come out with new content about what the heck it is like to live up here, what you can expect living in different areas, crime rates, neighborhoods, school districts, housing prices, real estate information, you name it. I'm a local real estate agent up in Reno. I was born and raised up here, and if you are interested in information about what the heck it's like up here, this is the channel for you. If you haven't already done so, please click that little subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified every week when I come out with new content. And I'll tell you what, if you're considering moving up to the Reno area or relocating, I'm getting people from all over the world and certainly California that are contacting me about relocating, and I absolutely love it. I would love the opportunity to connect with you and discuss your move, take some of the headache out of the process for you. And if you do not already have my information, it's going to be in this video. It's also going to be in the description. Send me a little carrier pigeon, or a call, text, or email will do, and I will talk to you soon. I can't wait. Okay, so try to excuse the poor lighting in this one. It's a little bit bright and probably overexposed out here. But hey, if you're considering Carson City as the next place to live, there are a lot of great features in Carson, a lot of great aspects that it is so close to Reno now based on the new improved infrastructure. And in this video, I want to go through a couple of the different details about Carson City, what you can expect out there for cost of living, how far away it is from Reno. If you're working in Reno, is it feasible for you to live in Carson City? How far away is it from Lake Tahoe? And what are some of the different things that may draw you to the Carson City area? Now, I can tell you Carson City and traveling to and from Carson City from Reno is a lot different and more convenient now than it has been in the past. But in this video, we're going to discuss all the details about that. In order to do so, I think it's going to be really helpful to jump into my computer, and we'll kind of walk you through a couple different details step by step. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for jumping into the online portal again here. I appreciate it. I can show you so much more in here, so much more detailed information anyway, than just being verbal. But by any means, okay, Carson City in relation to Reno, cost of living, location, commute times, monuments, exciting things, you name it. Here we go. If you're familiar with the Reno map, Reno, Nevada, right here, up in beautiful northern Nevada, and to the south of Reno, let's say you're downtown Reno at the big green Silver Legacy with the mining attraction and the big dome and everything else, downtown Reno, you are looking at about 35 to 40 minutes roughly to get into Carson City. So you're about 35 to 40 minutes south of Reno, and you're right on the east side of Lake Tahoe here in Carson City. So just to basically dive right into what you're looking at here, I want everybody to keep in mind that, I'm fielding calls constantly with people that are considering moving up to the Reno, Sparks, Lake Tahoe, Carson City, Fernley areas. And if you're familiar with California traffic or real traffic anywhere in the country or in the world for that matter, Reno is going to be very favorable no matter where you live. If you're used to huge commute times, if you're used to taking multiple buses or trains to work or anything like that, it is a different ballpark up in Reno. I can tell you that if you live on the northwest side of Reno, you're going to be commuting about 40, maximum 45 to 50 minutes in traffic in the morning to get out to work in Carson City, even if you had that whole commute, that entire length. So keep in mind that if you're talking about getting from one side of Reno to the other, from the north side to the south side, from Reno or Sparks out to USA Parkway, or any of those areas out to Carson City, you're in for a real treat if you've experienced any real traffic in your life before. Now, the old infrastructure from the Reno area out to Carson City, it used to take a substantially longer amount of time to get out there, but they've actually rebuilt the entire stretch of the highway from South Meadows Parkway out here on the south end of town all the way into Washoe Valley. This entire stretch of freeway has been completely expanded and redone, and that was a massive project. That was a multi-year project. And now that it's done, I mean, it's incredibly convenient. My cousin lives in the Sparks area, right over about in this area in town, and he works at the big hospital out in Carson City, which is right over the hill as you crest in Carson, right about here. And his commute time every single morning is 30 minutes or less. It's super easy for him. And he's a family guy, so he's back to and from his house, spending time with his kids every night after work, even though he's out in Carson City. So it's a pretty cool experience to be able to be that close and that accessible to everything, regardless of really where you are. Now, I'll do a video at some point on Virginia City, the Dayton areas, Stagecoach, all the way out to Lahontan. These are areas where it becomes somewhat desolate out here. But as far as your major cities, Reno Sparks is going to be kind of the meat of everything. And then some people just are really partial to Carson City for a number of different reasons. But one of those reasons is the proximity to Lake Tahoe. If you drive up Highway 50, up Geiger Grade here, you're basically into the east side of Lake Tahoe, which splits. You can either drive up to North Shore or you can drive down to South Shore. Camp Galilee, which is beautiful and scenic, is going to be right in this area here. That'll take you down to the state line area. But Carson City is super close to Lake Tahoe. It's about 20 to 25 minutes up to South Lake from Carson City up Highway 50. You're also relatively close to a lot of the attractions down south of Lake Tahoe into Kirkwood and jumping down into Highland Peak, and a lot of great camping and things down in here. Topaz Lake is kind of cool. And if you've never been to this area of Nevada down here at Genoa Gardnerville, it's pretty historic. So you might want to check that out too. But Carson City specifically, if you didn't know this, Carson City is actually the capital of Nevada, believe it or not. So you can see one of our beautiful Capitol buildings here. But if you grow up in Reno, born and raised through elementary school and different things, they give you all sorts of state history with, our state tree and bird and flower and you name it. But you learn a lot about Carson City. It is our state capital. Now, when you're coming into Carson from the north side, basically you're going to drive from Reno Sparks. You're going to drive down through what is known as Washoe Valley. So you crest over the hill here, you come into Washoe Valley, there's Washoe Lake. Sometimes this is completely full of water all the way to where it touches up against the freeway. Sometimes it's not, but very beautiful through Washoe Lake. And your view here is going to be up against the backside of Mount Rose, which is basically the perimeter of Lake Tahoe. You've got the ridge of the mountain that's going to run, I should be able to look at the topography of this map here, but it's going to be generally about this area. The drive through Washoe Valley is absolutely beautiful. They've got some cool horse property and some acreage out there if you haven't already checked it out. But your amenities, as far as your stores and different things, are either going to be up in the Reno Sparks area or you're going to have to go into Carson City. So as far as Carson is concerned, they have completely redone the highway now. So if you're trying to get from Reno Sparks up to South Lake Tahoe, instead of what you used to have to do, which is come down 395 south and then go through the main drag through Carson City here, come all the way down and then go up Highway 50. What you can now do based on the brand new highway that they've built is you can come through 395 south, you can follow that through to 580, and that brings you all the way around Carson straight up into Highway 50. So it's a massive improvement. They've got a ton of museums and things in Carson. They've got the Old Nugget, they've got Walmart, they've got the smaller casino, the Gold Dust. But I'll tell you what, they've got beautiful golf courses right after you crest over the hill here. Very scenic, kind of desert-like golf courses with that oasis, almost Arizona-like feel where you've got the plush grass in the middle of the desert. They've got the huge hospital that they just built here. That's the one that I mentioned my cousin's working at currently. And, Carson's got a lot to offer. It's not huge. I think the 2011 census was 55,000. So it's grown a little bit since then. One of the major attractions being the Capitol building, the Nevada State Museum, and then a lot of the kiddos, when they're going through school and things in the area, they'll actually take them out to the Railroad Museum, which is more towards the south side of town. But you've got Costco on the south side. You've got some hotels like the Marriott and a couple nice ones all the way up through. If you drive through downtown Carson, there's restaurants, there's stores, there's all sorts of stuff. But Carson really doesn't feel that big. To give you an idea, I mean, you could take a tour literally during the day. You could take an entire tour of Carson in a day, no problem. Drive all the way through, drive all the way around, drive basically everything that you need to see to get very familiar intimately with Carson. You could do that in a day. So keep that in mind, because if you're looking at this area and you're not familiar with Northern Nevada, maybe you're used to California, or maybe you're used to, anywhere else, Denver, Portland. If you're looking at the Reno, Tahoe, Sparks area, it's not as big as you may think. For instance, Sacramento, Roseville, any of this huge area here in Sacramento or the Bay Area, once you drive up into Reno, you feel like you're in hometown. I don't know, I'm not going to say like Gedunk, anywhere rural plain state, United States, but it doesn't feel big up here. They call Reno the biggest little city in the world for a reason. It feels like a very small hometown, but you are getting some nice diversity and a great cultural mix of people that are coming from all over now to enjoy the boom in the economy up here. Now, as far as cost of living, Carson City is going to be really similar to Reno, but it is a little bit more quiet out in the Carson area. And for that reason, you're going to see real estate prices that are a little bit below that median price point for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home like you see up in Reno, in the mid $300,000 range currently, February 2020. In Carson, I wanted to give you a little idea. So what you're looking at here for your standard 3.2, 4.2, you're in that mid to high $200,000 range. Whether you're looking at, new construction, whether you're looking at some older stuff, but there is some land out in Carson. We do want to go through the permitting process if you want to build, depending upon what you need. They are doing some new construction stuff out there, and they definitely have some of the homes that are in the low 300s as well. So I would say anywhere between mid 200s to low $300,000 price point range is what you can expect in Carson if you're looking at your average type single family residence. So just to give you an idea, that's going to be the large majority of what you're seeing in Carson as far as real estate prices. Now, when you drive into Washoe Valley, they do have some larger homes on acreage. And certainly when you get up back into the South Reno area, when you're coming out here at the base of Mount Rose, we have some of our wonderful communities with big, nice and luxury homes out in the Montreux area out here, and out in the Galena Creek area as well. But Carson City is going to be a little bit quieter. You're going to have a ton of amenities, but you're going to have a little bit lower median price for your real estate costs. Great school districts. It's just a little bit more relaxed and quiet lifestyle if you do choose to live in Carson, but you're still going to be within striking distance, within reach of Reno Sparks, and you are actually right next door to Lake Tahoe as soon as you drive up over the hill to the west. That'll take you right into the east side of Lake Tahoe. If you have any questions, if I missed anything, if you want to take a deeper dive into neighborhoods or schools, just write me a comment. I would love to jump in the comments and answer any questions that you have. But otherwise, I hope that was helpful. And we'll continue the video from here. All right. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I hope you found that insightful. Hope you got some good information about what Carson City is like, some of the cost of living details. And if you didn't, if there's any information that you didn't get that you're looking for that I may have missed, just write me a comment below. I'd be happy to answer that and start a discussion with you here. This channel is dedicated to giving you all the information about living, eating, sleeping, and playing up in the Reno, Nevada, Lake Tahoe, Carson City, Sparks area. So if you would like that information, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure, if you're looking for information about what it may be like to move up here, or if you're considering a move inside of the area, I'd love to chat with you. You gotta reach out to me. I get people from all over the world that are reaching out about relocating up to Reno, and I love it. I'd love to chat with you too. Call, text, or email. Information is below. Can't wait to talk to you soon.